Hi, I'm Jenny
Here I
Walker,
am doing work in hand
with Logan.
I am doing work in hand with him, and there's a little leg yield. That's not bad. He's stepping up under his belly. I would like to see him working, walking a little more energetically, but he is stepping under himself. And here we do a little bit more leg yield. He's a little too bent in the head and neck. He's doing pretty nice crossover in front, and I didn't quite catch just how much he was stepping under. Sometimes, I don't know about the rest of you, but when I'm filming, I am more conscious of the filming than sometimes what is actually happening. So this is doing a little shoulder in down the long side, and as I asked him for a little bit more step underneath his belly with that inside hind leg, he got a little stuck, but that's okay. And then we walk off, and I should be asking him here to, or allowing him to stretch, but I did not. And here's some leg yield. Too much bend in the head and neck, but we are stepping under and across behind, but then the hind end gets a little in front of the shoulder, which we're not supposed to do. So he likes to throw his shoulders out in both directions. That's always been a problem with him, probably due to the way I saw him being ridden before I bought him at an auction. So we are doing, so there he's swinging that inside hind leg under, and then we're walking along again, and I'm going to change direction. So as we start off the other way, as for a little leg yielding off to the side, we get our head and neck too bent, and then, so I ask him just to go ahead and turn and move forward and allow him a nice stretch downward. And again, too much bend in the head and neck. And, he's got a good cross, but, and then the hind end gets in front of the shoulder. So I'm going to have to try to pay attention to that and see what I can do. Need to make sure the shoulder goes first, and he stays straighter and more parallel to the side of the arena. But we have a nice stretch down here, so that's very nice. And trying a little shoulder in again. He wanted to continue turning in a circle, and I probably should have, instead of asking for this. We are getting a nice step across and some step under, not in the right form for the rest of the body, for the head and neck, but it does help him stretch and learn to step under, stretch and cross over with the hind leg. Yes, we want to make it better so that we're not so overbent in the front end. We need to be, I think, a little bit more energetic here. And my outside rein has gotten too far forward, so that means I can't control the shoulder. So, because we don't ride with our outside hand that far forward. All right, here I am beginning to lunge Logan, getting him out onto the circle. He has a nice stretch there, nice walk, just swinging walk. That's what we're looking for, that swinging walk. It looks like I could almost, the side reins are nice and loose, but it looks like I probably let them out another hole. But we'll see how he does here. I'm really trying to keep contact with the lunge line because, as you just saw, I tend to leave it in a loop, and so not have straight, nice feel on it. So trying to keep him pushed out and keep him forward into the lunge line and the bridle. Nice swinging walk. I like that. So this is, yes, and there was a little extra stretch even further down. And so go ahead and ask him into the trot. And I want to try to achieve that same forward swinging motion that we had at the walk at the trot, and get it for a few really good steps right there. And he's doing better, and I need to probably move him on a little bit, but then this guy, of course, just gets anxious and then rushes. So it's taken a long time for me just to be able to get him to quietly trot in this kind of a rhythm. And he stretches again right there and there. That's really nice there. What he does over here on this other side is he tries to, right in there, he pops up because he tends to throw his shoulder out, and then we can get back down, and we have a very nice trot in there. So we're getting it for 3/4 of the circle. That one little quarter over there still is a hard spot. This is a very nice quiet transition into a left lead canter. That is the first canter I've done on him in all this time, because what he would do is get so anxious and just speed and lean outward and rip the lunge line out of my hand. So having not done canter for all this time, and now he's more balanced, more relaxed, you can see he will give me 5 or 6 steps of the canter, which is just fine on the lunge line, and not be all crazy goofy about it. I have been cantering him, riding him, and of course this left lead canter has also gotten better, but it is his harder side. So I'm very pleased with these little canters, and I don't know if I'm going to ask him again. I probably am just going to get him to stretch down and settle and forget it, because then he tries to anticipate and, you know, just wants to pop into the canter all the time. And we will just work on that to get a longer and quiet, and there's a very nice, you know, stretchy walk and pretty loose and swing. He needs to step up a little bit more energy, but like I said, this horse, I have worked so hard to try to get him to be calm and quiet. So I wasn't going to push for a lot there, because he would probably just pop into the canter again, and I didn't want that. So I'm switching sides on him. And I keep, of course, staring at this camera to see if it's working. This was like the first time I was really using it. So I'm slowly learning how to use this solo shot and not mess it up. So first few times I was using it at this end of the arena, but I've had to move it down to the other end because I have power pole right here, and it was getting some interference. So, and that was frustrating. So I've moved it down to the other end, and there's no power lines or anything down there. So it works. So I think it's working much better. So here we go. Nice free walk. And he'll stretch down. Yes, and then off we go into the trot. trying to be a lot quieter with my lunge line. Of course, he likes to throw his shoulder right out over there at P. So he has these spots on the lunge line that he still kind of loses his balance on, like right in there, and throws his body out. And of course, he does that when I ride him too. So we're still working on that, but there is very nice. And of course, it used to be he did that all the way around. So we did a transition to walk. And now we go back up into the trot again. And because we did canter on the other side, I don't want him anticipating that, oh, that's nice right there. Nice and long and loose and stretchy. I don't want him anticipating canter over here. So there I go, I'm asking him. And of course the right side, that's very nice. Nice and long, pops the shoulder out. But we'll get there. And again, I take this very slow. Don't really push him on because of all the exaggerated anxiety we had about cantering on a lunge line. I want him to learn that cantering is just another piece and we don't have to get all worried about it. And done the same thing as I'm riding him, and this is a very nice trot right there. And you'll see he'll tend to probably pop out, not as much that time. Sometimes we can get around the circle either way without, you know, popping the shoulder out, but it's very difficult. So I don't keep him there too long.